How did you feel when you first heard the verdict and then the sentence?
I felt relieved.
How so?
Because they finally found him guilty or something. I knew, like in the past, we had to keep pushing the trial back because he wanted to plead that he was insane or something like that, and then he said he dropped a gun or something like that. So there's a lot of like mixed stories and stuff like that. So I was just happy that they finally had got the truth out.
Were you satisfied with his sentence?
Yeah and no.
Yes and no means what?
I mean, I know he'll be in there for a while, but I just feel like it was something that he should have been dealing with for the rest of his life, since it's something that I have to go through for the rest of mine.
How has it been for you with Acen gone?
It's a test every day. Some days are okay, some days are not. I have another 2-year-old that looks pretty much like him, so sometimes I get scared when I do his hair a certain type of way and he looked just like him, so I kind of get a little shooken up. But I mean, they used to spend their birthdays together, so I mean, it's a little hard.
What was it like sitting in the courtroom? I mean, obviously this trial didn't go on for days and days like they expected, but what was it like just sitting in the courtroom and actually looking at Gary Holmes?
It was cold. I was there, but I wasn't there. It's like I was so focused on, like, for them to get to the verdict that I couldn't really see him or think about him. I mean, he would turn around and kind of glance at us, but I was just so zoned out.
If you could talk to him, first of all, would you talk to him? And if you did, what would you say to him?
I don't have nothing to say to him.
No. Why?
I mean, I forgave him, but I don't feel like he, to me, deserves to be spoken to. I mean, he took away somebody that I can't never speak to. So I just feel like he don't deserve that chance.
When you think about little Acen, what do you think of?
A star.
Star?
Yeah. A star that got on my nerves. He got on my nerves. But, yeah, he was my first child. I was 20 when I had him. I was in college. I didn't really know much about babies at all. Like I used to say all the time, I never wanted to have kids. And he just showed up out of nowhere. So I was like, oh, God. I didn't even know I was pregnant for like 5 months. So I got a little sick, and then I was like, oh. So I went and found out on my birthday that I was pregnant. So it took me a while to come up with his name. I wanted to call him Ace, which means first, and then his last name was King, so he was going to be my first king. So I came up with Acen.
Yeah. It's close enough.
Mm-hmm.
In your mind, a perfect ending to this story is what?
I don't think there's a perfect ending. I mean, the perfect ending would be for none of it to happen. But I feel better just knowing that he didn't suffer. Listening to the autopsy guy, that he let us know that it took about 30 seconds or a minute for him to go away. So I just know that he didn't suffer. So that makes me feel a little bit better. But, I mean, there's no perfect ending. He's still going to be able to see his kids and his mom because you have visitation. I get to go to a gravesite. So it's never really that perfect.
You know, did it anger you at all that he tried to make it, you know, like you said, a lot of information was getting out there, but he tried to make it sound like, you know, the gun went off by accident. There was no road rage. He was not angry. Did any of that message that was getting out there from Gary Holmes upset you?
A little bit. I just wanted him to tell the truth. I mean, if somebody get out the car in the pouring rain, obviously they're meaning to do something. You can't accidentally shoot a gun. You have to cock it back or whatever you do. I don't really know. You got to pull the trigger. So I just felt like he should have took responsibility for what he did a long time ago. But
How do you move forward from here?
Don't have court anymore, so that's good. I really just, just take it day by day. Just learn to accept the fact that he's gone and try to raise my other kids and make sure they have a better life. Make sure they remember who he was and all the things that he did or what he would have done to them if he was still here.
How many other children do you have?
I have 2.
And how old are they?
A 2-year-old and a 2-month-old.
I remember one time, and I probably should have, I did look at some of the text messages, but I remember one time you sent me a text message because you were really concerned about one of the, I can't remember if it was one of the hearings or, could you hand me my phone? Just kind of want to take you back just a little bit. Hey, Ms. Terrell. Oh, wait. You asked me if they canceled the Victory Over Violence. No, it wasn't canceled. That's how you and I met, the Victory Over Violence walk. No. Didn't we meet at the, the job fair? Is that where we met?
No, it was a victory fair thing. You know, like the little thing they had?
It was after the walk, and someone had pointed you out, and I came over to you.
No. Remember that thing that they had at that museum, like the little victory thing?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was after the walk, and someone had pointed, was it you who pointed her?
I think I showed you who she was.
Yes, yes, and a lot of people were concerned about you. Oh, yeah. This is just Sean Bell. I'm Acen King's mom. There was something on the news about Mr. Holmes' trial being tomorrow. I was trying to see if that was correct. And then I got the information for you before I scheduled a pre-trial hearing January 11th. So I guess the reason why I was trying to find that is because, you know, this has been almost 2 years. We're 4 months shy of being 2 years since Acen was killed. So I'm sure during that time period, it had to be rather stressful for you, wondering, okay, what's going to happen? Now he wants to, you know, pretend as though he's insane or, you know, mental defect or whatever the case. I am sure that had to take you on an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, it did. I was actually pregnant around the time Acen passed away. And I had went through so much. I was holding so much in that like I had maybe a little bit of complications with my baby. His name was Isaiah. And he actually ended up passing away 2 months after I had him. So that was a lot of stress to go through. I had lost 2 kids in 6 months, so it was a lot to deal with.
And that is when we met. Because that is when you were pointed out to me, and the people around you were very, very concerned because you had now lost 2 children, and you were kind of keeping it all inside. How have you managed through all of this? I mean, when I sit here and I look at you and talk to you, you seem like you're doing okay.
I have no idea, honestly. I mean, if there's times where I want to break down or I think about it, but it's just like something that's in me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my sign. I'm a Taurus. We're very strong bulls, so I don't know. I got an angel, I guess.
I'm going to ask you a question that I asked you just a few minutes ago. So in the courtroom, I'm gonna ask it a little differently. In the courtroom, when you heard the verdict, when you heard the verdict in the courtroom, what was your reaction?
I was sweating a little bit. My fingers had been crossed. I was like, hopefully they make the right decision. Because I felt like his lawyer and our lawyer both did a good job, so I felt like it could have went either way. And when I heard it, I was relieved, but I still kind of felt the same because it was like, we won, but we didn't win.
What do you mean when you say we won, but we didn't win?
Like, they found him guilty, like, we had finally got that out of him. But it's like Acen was still gone. Like, there was no coming back from that. And so, like, we're only left with the memories that we used to have of him. And he was only 3 years old. So those memories slowly started to fade away. So.
It's interesting that you say that, because a lot of people will say that, you know, they want to get this trial behind them because now I can get some closure. Now I can get some closure. Do you feel like you have closure?
A little bit by what I was hearing during the trial, because I had missed like most of what had happened. But as far as him like going away, like, I mean, he took something from me, so I don't think there's ever gonna be like closure for me. I feel like it's something that I'm gonna have to think about for the rest of my life until I die. So I was good with it either way.
Okay. And last question, like I said, I was gonna ask you the same thing. The sentence, 45 years plus an additional 5 years. No chance of parole. Is that good enough?
In my opinion, no. I don't think so. I think he should have got life. I mean, sometimes people live to see 100 and something, or, I mean, you never know. So for him to get out, he could possibly do something else. I mean, you just can never know. I mean, he's recently got out and did stuff like that, so I just didn't want to take a chance.
You would have rather seen him get life with no parole?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything, just Sean, that you want to tell me that I have not asked you?
No.
What about family support? Getting support from family members?
Yeah, I've had a lot of that. Probably since the first day it happened to Acen. People always called, texted me, checked up on me. People I don't know from different states, countries. Yeah, I've gotten tons of messages. I've always had Acen's grandma by my side, and her mom. They've stuck with me through it all, and his dad. So they're really tight family, so it's been nice just to be around them and all that stuff. They get on my nerves, so I can't really be sad and nothing.
It's kind of good that they're around to get on your nerves, it sounds like.
Yeah.
It helps.
Mm-hmm.
I said that was gonna be my last question, but the day you found out Acen had been shot, the day you found out, the moment you found out, what went through your head?
I think I may have blacked out. Yeah. I was shocked. I actually had found out on Facebook I was at work. And I had all these missed calls, so when I started to call people back, they didn't answer. So I had got a Facebook message on Messenger, and somebody said that Acen had died. So I just went to look on Facebook, and they was posting pictures of him and stuff. And I seen the news had pictures of him, so I just kind of blacked out a little bit. And then I had to gather myself because I was still at work, and they didn't know. So it was real tough. And I had made a lot of money that night. I was a waitress. Yeah, so it's like I didn't even want none of the money. I just wanted to leave.
Did you leave?
Mm-hmm.
Shai, is there anything else you think I should ask her that I haven't? Okay. All right. Thank you, Jashawn.
You're welcome.